Hey friends, let's clear up a myth that I keep coming across. Is narcissism inherited or is it shaped? If you don't know me, my name is Cherie. I'm a credentialed victim advocate, a trauma-informed coach and consultant. I help people understand the complexities of trauma, and I help victims in the judicial system, both family and criminal court, to support them and to help make sure that their victim rights are preserved and their voice is heard. Just know that I'm coming from a place of personal experience, educational, and professional. So I keep getting these videos about how narcissism is hereditary. And there is no narcissism gene. But what is true is that personality traits like sensitivity, impulsivity, emotional regulation, these can all be passed down. And that's a predisposition, but it's not a guarantee. So while biology can plant the seed, it's up to the environment on whether or not that seed grows and thrives. So no, narcissism is not some destined trait that is going to pass through your family line. There's just certain traits that make them more predisposed to becoming narcissistic. And here's another example. When we have a family system and you have siblings raised by the same parents in the same household, but one is narcissistic and one is an empath. Why would that be? Well, first of all, we know that you can have siblings that lived in the same home with the same parents, yet vastly different experiences. And that's based on how they were parented, where they were in the line of being born. Were they the firstborn, the second, third, fourth, whatever? And so there are a lot of factors. There's a lot of variables with that. And if you're familiar with narcissism, you know that in the family system, there's usually the golden child, the scapegoat. So one child's experience is going to be incredibly different than the others. And because of that, one person can become narcissistic. So let's talk about the infamous serial killer Ted Bundy. It's a perfect example of same household, yet siblings vastly different. On the outside, Ted Bundy's home life seemed pretty stable, seemed normal. Behind closed doors, there was a lot of pain. There was a lot of abuse from the grandfather. Ted Bundy's father's identity was not known. The lack of attachment there. There was a lot of secrecy. There was just a lot of unresolved hurt, and the way that Bundy handled it was in horrible acts. But other individuals within that experience processed it differently. I bring this up because a lot of people will say, gosh, I experienced something so much worse. How come I didn't turn out like that? And that's a valid question. But it really has to do with what's going on internally, our biology. And so that's why some people will say, narcissism is biological. I want to clarify that narcissism is not a biological trait. You cannot inherit it. And this is why trauma-informed education is really important. So let's not confuse predisposition with destiny. Narcissism is shaped by environment, and awareness is the first step in breaking free. If you liked this information and you want more trauma talk, please follow, like, share, all that jazz, and take care.